Y'all go check out Down the Valley, man. Make sure you support the page. Peace up.
Man, where you from? I'm from down in the valley.
Listen to this.
You mean like San Antonio? Nah, man. Far. Join us every Wednesday and Sunday night for live shows.
Turn off the light and
DITV Sports, where the valley goes to travel.
And follow Down in the Valley.
Yeah, go check out Down the Valley, man. Make sure you support the page. Peace up.
Man, where you from? I'm from down in the valley.
Listen to this.
Right.
I like how it goes to like me vibing and then our faces. What's the word, bird?
Not much. Looks like Facebook stopped. They didn't work again. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
All good.
We'll have to keep checking that. All right. Not much. I've been chilling this weekend. Really didn't do a whole lot. A lot of sleeping.
I was on the road, Jack. Big time road trip to take the baby girl to enemy territory. Not really. Took her to the 210. So we left yesterday, and we were able to move her into her new apartment.
Okay.
Shout out to the new apartment, much nicer than our last place. Anybody UTSA out there, I'll just tell you, do not let your kids stay at University Oaks. Actually, I shouldn't. That's kind of mean. Oh, yeah, forget that. It was not a good experience, that place, for my kids. And they got all kinds of problems. Maintenance was all messed up, and they had mud everywhere. I thought when we moved her in there, I was like, oh yeah, it's just a little bit of dirt, right? Well, that dirt turned into mud. You couldn't wear without stepping in mud, and it was wet. So we moved her into another apartment this year. A little bit different area, but not far, like just across the freeway.
Okay. All right.
So proud moment. I did not cry. There was no crying. So, but emotional, man. You're leaving your baby girl. You know, that's my I call her Baby J, right?
Okay.
And so watching her, but the cool part is, this summer was pretty special to have her here at home. Because I knew it the whole summer. I was like, man, this is the last time I'm going to have her here as a kid. I felt it. She'll come and visit, but she has a 12-month lease.
Okay.
Right? And, you just feel it. I went home after my freshman year, and I never went back.
Okay.
So, a little emotional. The diet did not do well at all. Zero. Your boy was knee deep in everything he can find. Mod Pizza. You said you never tried Mod Pizza, so I don't know if anybody out there knows about Mod Pizza. Man, it's so good, man. So good. I had all the meats they have, everything. Spicy tomato sauce.
Okay, interesting.
Legit. Big time legit. And I threw a little jalapenos in there.
Okay.
So we stayed out there last night. We went on some runs to Walmart and HEB this morning. And look what I found at 210 HEB. Can you see that? Can you see it? Can't really see it very well.
No.
But I got the Dave Campbell edition, man. I was walking around HEB, and I was like, man, that's the magazine. So we got our guy Matt Stepp, who's been cool enough to jump on the show twice already. And that was pretty fun to be able to pick that up. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And obviously today we got Ivan Palacios coming on at 8:30. So we're going to talk some high school football, and that guy knows his stuff. So he knows a lot, Ivan. So looking forward to that. What else you got going on, Marco?
Not a whole lot. I mean, there was a lot of volleyball this weekend with different tournaments going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mission Veterans won the tournament in Donna.
Yeah.
Um,
Congrats to our girl, Maddie.
yeah, yeah. I haven't seen any updated stats yet on Max Preps, but I'm assuming she probably hit both kills and digs for the 1,000 this weekend. I just don't know for sure. Because they haven't posted anything yet.
Yeah, she was player of the tournament, so
yeah,
she definitely did her thing.
Yeah, so she was pretty close. So I'm assuming she got both this week, and I just haven't posted anything because it's not officially online yet, so I don't know. And then the McAllen tournament, there's a little bit of surprise. I know a lot of people thought McAllen Memorial was going to win, but Edinburgh Vela beat them in the semifinals, and then Los Fresnos took the tournament championship. So
local team LF baby. So you sent me something going on this week. Harlingen is going against Harlingen South on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, the Bird Bowl, Harlingen South.
Now, is that too far for you to meet me halfway? Come on, what are we thinking here?
Well,
I don't know if I don't think I have anything going on Tuesday, man. So I might be able to head out there with you if you want to go. Not pressure.
Well, I'm thinking I was either thinking that or Pioneers playing Edinburgh Tuesday. So I need to see.
But you've seen Edinburgh already, though.
But I haven't seen Pioneer.
Pioneer's good. I saw them play a little bit this weekend.
And Pioneer and Mission Vets are the two that are going to be fighting for that district. So
I think I'll go. I mean, Harlinger's like 20 minutes away from me. I don't know if it's at South or a high school.
That I didn't see, but Harlinger's like 45 minutes for me. So
well, I'll
we'll see.
Go Tuesday, right? Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
I like that matchup. Fun story about that matchup. I was in Harlingen in 8th grade when the first Bird Bowl happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. They split the schools up, and the instant rivalry, man. Harlingen South had all the Coakley people. So all the people that went to one junior high, Coakley was Harlingen South. Yeah. And then I went to Vernon Junior High, and I went to the Cardinals. But what I learned, though, is some of the friends I had at Vernon ended up going to South. I thought everyone went to Harlingen from Vernon, but apparently that's not correct. I was supposed to go to Harlingen High School. So I used to go play basketball over there. I used to use their weight room. I was all in on being a Cardinal, man. And it wasn't very popular. It was kind of drama because I'm from Los Fresnos. My family is from Los Fresnos, but my father chose to move us to Harlingen in 7th grade.
Okay.
So in 7th grade, I went to Memorial, and 7th grade was Memorial, and then 8th grade was Vernon. And they're right next to Bogus Stadium. I don't know if you know the high schools over there too much, but Bogus Stadium is where they all play football, in the middle.
Yeah.
On the left side, it was Memorial, and on the right side, it was Vernon. So it was 7th and 8th. So 7th grade, we all went to Memorial, all of us. And then 8th grade, they separated them to two different junior highs.
Okay.
So then the rivalry was right down the street at Memorial. So basketball, man, we would go heavy. And then Coakley was always a rival because it was in a different part of the city, right? And whenever you're in a different part of the city, there's always a little bit of rivalry. I had a friend, the Cartwright family at the Boys and Girls Club. I used to play basketball with them, and I was a big basketball player. I was a starting point guard all through junior high and high school, and we had a big rivalry, man. So shout out to Chris Cartwright. I don't know where you're at. I heard you moved up north, but me and him used to go at it. He was good, though. He had a nice shot. I was more of a passer, streaky, three-point shooter, but I started 7th and 8th grade, 9th grade, and 10th grade. and I stopped playing basketball my junior year to concentrate on track. So,
Okay.
little
All right.
backstory on Harlingen. So, the Bird Bowl is dear to me because I was around when that started, and the
Yeah.
rivalry was thick, man. The rivalry was crazy, and it's still pretty bad. It's still pretty there. The guy that was the star of the football team was a guy named Maurice Hunter.
Okay.
You heard that name before?
No.
Mo Hunter was like 5'10", 220, but he was fast,
Okay.
and he was a running back, and he was like watching a video game. So I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody's out there watching right now that knows that name. And I think I spoke about him before. He's to me one of the top 5 running backs ever in the Valley.
Okay.
He's up there
All
with
right.
Meshack, Bradley, Stevens. Like
Mhm.
he that type of player. Ran the 40 in like 4.4, 4.5, but was his legs were big. African American kid. Like he had all the tools. I don't think his grades were that great though. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
he junior college. And then unfortunately, when I moved back here, story time right now. When I moved back here, he was murdered. So somebody stabbed him in Harlingen.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Are you in trouble? Somebody calling
No.
you?
No, I'm fine.
So yeah, that was unfortunate news, man. He ended up getting stabbed in Harlingen, and he passed away while I was here.
Oh,
But
wow.
I
Okay.
spent my junior high years watching him run all over the place and
Mhm.
just was so good, man. He was just impressive to watch. On the football side, on the basketball side, we had the guy named Adam Lowry. He ended up
Okay.
going to college in California. He was like a 6'5" Caucasian guy that was really good in basketball.
Mhm.
They made it, pretty far into state. I believe we got in like the 3rd or 4th round. And I remember going with my dad to all his games in the playoffs. We followed them throughout the playoffs, and it was a pretty big deal. So, um,
Okay.
shout out to my Harlingen people. That's why whenever I interviewed the Harlingen kids when we did the high school thing,
Yeah.
I would talk about Harlingen because that's where I live.
Okay.
Fair Park, man. That's right there next to the jail now. It used to be where the White Wings play in Fair Park
Yeah.
and where the Boys and Girls Club was. So that's my story, man. What questions do you have about my story, Marco, since I'm taking over right now with the stories?
Well, I don't know. Um
Yeah, no
so
question.
you were there in middle school when they first split up.
I was.
Okay.
I think it was 92, if I remember right.
92. Okay.
I left
And
90 right before 94 is when I left for my
mhm.
freshman.
Okay. So at that when they split, was there like a big decline in quality, I guess, from either school?
Harlingen stayed good what I remember. I left right after. Like it split.
Mm.
I was only there for like a year and then I bounced. So I don't know what happened after me. But Harlingen was still good.
Okay.
South was good in basketball, if I remember, because another Chris's sister was Shayna Moakley, I think her last name was. She was really good, and she played in college. But I know Harlingen had that matchup at the beginning, for what I remember. So,
Okay.
but it was a huge deal. The Bird
Yeah.
Bowls. I loved. That might be one of the ones I go to this year for football is the Bird Bowl because it's just a great rivalry, man. It's great. Like they have battles.
If you can get in, yeah.
I mean, I can. It's going to be packed. I went when I moved here. I went and I stayed. I sat in the Harlingen side because a
Mhm.
couple of my employees had family that were playing. So I went to go watch that, and yeah, I think I might go to that one. That might be fun. Oh, there it is,
Okay.
Harlingen South, Biggie. There it is, Elite Eight, 19. That's my year. So it was Chris Cartwright a star? I was gone. So we used to hoop at the Boys and Girls Club, and he was good, man. He had a nice Jimmy, really good off the dribble. Uh, we would go at it at the Boys and Girls Club, so he was good. So that doesn't surprise me that they were that good, because that would have been my senior year, 1998.
Mm. Okay.
So and we had some good teams. Like with our seventh and eighth grade team, we were number one or number two in the district, and we always had against Coakley was our biggest rivalry, and that's all the people that went to Harlingen South. So I was a legit basketball player, man. I averaged 20 points my freshman year in high school, and we sucked. But my sophomore year, my junior year, I would have started on varsity, but I just kept it on the football side. So
Okay. All right.
if, he said if he's wrong, let him know. But he might be right. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that team made it that far, because he was a baller, man. That kid could
Yeah.
hoop, big time hooper. So
I mean, Elite Eight is a long way to go.
yeah, yeah. And the guy, the high school kid that I saw, Adam Lowry, was good. Harlingen High stud, 92-3, one of the best to ever do it. Who was that? Who was that? Harlingen High stud team. Oh, the stud team. 92, 93. I was here. That was the Adiano brothers. Was that right, Biggie? I don't know if you know the names. There was two brothers from Fair Park, where I was at, and they were ballers, man. There was Julio and Juan Ariano. So it's a small world. You never know that, they could be still around, but they would have been there because my brother is that age. Lowry. So there's Lowry and Flowers. There it is. So I am right.
Okay.
Adam Lowry was the player. Man, he was good. That dude can ball. That guy was 6'5", lengthy, long, guy that had a stroke. He had a real high shot. So nobody can touch a shot, right? And then Audio came. They were there after. So those guys were part of my neighborhood. So my neighborhood in Fair Park, man, I don't know how it is now, right? It might be different. When I was there, it was really rough, and we lived in the middle of the neighborhood in the mobile home park, and it was
Okay.
man, just beat down, man. Like it was just not in good shape. And it wasn't even mobile homes. It was basically RVs. It's an RV park masked as a mobile home park. Right?
Okay.
It was rough living, man. It was rough. It was tough.
Yeah.
Tough time, man. And we were the manager. My dad was always hustling. Shout out to Pops. My dad was always hustling, man. So we were the manager of that mobile home park. So I had to wake up before school and like clean up the mobile home park. And at that point, I was already, shot putting big time. So then I had to go and throw. Can't remember the year with Santa Rosa and San Luis got to play one another at the Spurs. Oh, nice. That's cool. But but the Boys and Girls Club was right there in Fair Park.
Mm-hmm.
So when you grow up, you don't have much money. You look for free meals. So we would go to the Boys and Girls Club right at 9:00 when they open, or 8:00 when they open. We're waiting for the free meal with the little sandwich and a little apple juice, and we would play sports all day. And we had a crew of probably 10 to 15 kids that we would just play ball all day.
Nice.
And it didn't matter what time of day. And then at that point, the outdoor, they had 3 courts. And you had the middle court was the main court. And you had to get to the middle court. And on the outside courts, you had different games going on. And it was just, and we would play till late at night. And your boy was skinny because I was a hooper back then. So all I did was play basketball, and I threw the shot put. And it was fun, man. What's up, Ray Ray? So those are great memories of my childhood. And then I'll be honest, man, the reason I moved back here 25 years later is because of my memories from that neighborhood.
Oh, okay. All right.
I loved it so much. And I was like, man, this is the best way to grow up. Like, we had a crew of dudes that were all in the same situations. We didn't have anything. All of us were just hungry. And I'm not meaning like hungry motivated. I'm talking about hungry like food hungry.
Yeah.
And we were all in the same situation. Like, all of us were, living kind of rough, and that's okay. But we all knew there was one place we can go which is the Boys and Girls Club, and that Mr. Cartwright, and I believe her name was Hilda, and their family just took care of us, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they really were able to help us out. Older Park of Brownsville rivaled the Harlem Park back. Oh yeah, yeah. We used to go play other parks back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah.
I don't remember going to Brownsville because at that time when we didn't go to Brownsville, we would go to the other side of Harlingen. I forgot what it was called, little something, little Avilo, no something. But we would go around Harlingen and play, and then we had official leagues where they'll give you jerseys, and
Oh, nice.
it was a rec league. And Biggie, you probably know about that, man. You know Biggie, the one that's talking, Ivan Perez. He ran some basketball leagues in Brownsville, right? And it really
Okay.
helps get out of the street, help kids stay out of trouble, because it was a lot of trouble. Like the Valley, people perceive the Valley one way,
Yeah.
right? But there's some rough areas. There's a lot of things going on, and this
Hmm.
was an avenue for me as a kid to one, stay out of trouble, and two, just really nurture my athletic ability. And at that point, I had already won the national championship in seventh grade, and I think I won it in seventh and eighth grade. And they
Okay.
just supported me, allowed me to be able to show and try to get my talent out there. We had that in Oceanside. I didn't know they had that here. Okay, cool. So in Oceanside, we
Nice.
had midnight basketball, and it was specifically to get kids out of the street
Okay.
because
Nice.
so the program was called Midnight Owls. I don't know what it was here. I was back in California when I was younger, when I was older, and it was a whole thing. You would have a bunch of gangsters that would go to
Hmm.
the Boys and Girls Club at nighttime, but the streets were safer because they were all playing basketball. And
Okay.
like Biggie, other community members would take us kids and really show us how to be a man and how to be a better person and talk to us and preach to us and just say, hey, look, there's more than being on the streets and there's more than doing that stuff. Come here, be positive, and it made a big impact in my life. And I owe a lot to the Boys and Girls Club in Harlingen with Mr. Cartwright, and then I owe a lot to the Boys and Girls Club in Oceanside, and
Mm-hmm.
those two places really helped us out. And clothes. I didn't have $15 for the yearly membership.
Hmm.
They would sponsor our family for that. I didn't have lunch, or so they would give us boxes of food to take home because they knew our situation.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, here, this is for you and the family." Like, and it was extra stuff, and that stuff is big. So anybody out there, I don't know if the Boys and Girls Club is still like this. I hope so. I would love to get involved with the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm going to write that down because that would, to me, my dream being when I was younger was to be the executive director at the Boys and Girls Club. That's how much of
Okay.
that's how much of the impact that place had on me. So um, shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to Hilda, Mr. Cartwright, and Paul Pow Pow from Oceanside, a Samoan guy that used to go, Nacho Adami. I know they're not watching, but those names to me mean a lot. To
Yeah.
me, the whole family, my brothers, we all talk about it. My sisters all went there, and there were seven of us, and we would all mob to the Boys and Girls Club, and it was a good time. So sorry, story time. I
Nice.
apologize, but it was a great time, man. So I
Ah, you're
enjoyed it.
fine. You're fine.
So we got a couple.
Um,
So Ivan comes on. Do you want to go over anything real quick?
well, I got some questions. If you want to do those.
Let's, let's knock them out.
Okay. So buy or sell. Social media has become more important to local sports coverage than traditional TV or
Buy,
traditional outlets, I guess.
buy, but with a sad face,
Okay.
because I think social media has become big for high school sports, but I'm not saying that's positive. It's
Okay.
positive and negative.
Okay. What's negative or what? Why is it negative?
Social media is a beast, man. Social media can lift you up and tear
Hmm.
you down faster. And
Okay.
let me
Yeah.
give you an example. You're 15 years old, right? And
Mhm.
you're trying to do good and you're trying to do better. And you maybe you put out something on social media that you're proud of, but everybody on your comments is dogging you out.
Mm.
And you've seen that, and I've seen that with our own comments for high school sports.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that can really hurt a kid. And I think it really can hurt their morale. And I think
Mhm.
it can make them, if they focus on it so much, then if it's that important to them, they can get the bad things from it.
Okay.
Gas themselves up, and they can think that they're better than they are, or they can be good and getting better, and somebody can chop them down. I'm talking about adults like us, man. That's
Mhm.
the sad part.
Yeah.
Adults like us are chopping down these kids, and
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
that's
all
true.
about like rankings. I'm all about like it's fun and we do them, but it sometimes it provides a toxic environment.
Mhm.
And I'm glad there was no social media when I was young. And we're probably one of the last classes, like 45 to 35, maybe when social media wasn't big. But yeah, it definitely is something. We got people chiming in
Oh,
on the question
question
of
of
the
the
night.
night. So,
What we got?
have you seen the question of the night?
Of course, I
I've
haven't seen it, man. I get distracted. You know
okay.
this. You
So the question
know,
was, what's a food that everybody likes that you feel is overrated?
well, Mike says puffy tacos. Are we talking? See, puffy tacos have different meanings everywhere.
See, I think of puffy tacos like we talked last time, like those fried corn tortilla tacos.
So hard shell tacos, but the Mexican version.
Yes. Not
Oh,
like
hold on.
the oh, we got Ivan. And
Oh,
then
sorry.
Ray says spaghetti. Ray says spaghetti.
What's up, Ivan?
How y'all doing, fellas?
Good,
Good.
man. Good. Can you hear us? We're good.
Yes, sir. Good to go.
Well, before we get into it, man, what's a puffy taco to you?
I've only ever had them once in my life when I used to live in San Antonio, and it's just those puffy like tortillas looking. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but they're not that good in my opinion. But hey,
Is that a
Okay.
San Diego thing? Is that I've never seen them in the valley. Where do you get a puffy
Well,
taco?
I mean, like I said, my mom makes them, so I like them. But
So it's a deep fried corn or flour tortilla, right?
yes.
Okay,
essentially, yeah.
they're big in California. Those are very big. They're hard. Crispy tacos, if you want to call them that, is what we used to call them.
Okay.
I
But
like
they're
those.
different. They're different than like hard shell though.
Yeah, they got a little like almost like they look like balloons almost in a sense. Like
Yeah.
making a balloon animal
You,
taco is.
you say it in Spanish, I'll understand it more for some reason. I don't even speak Spanish that well, but I know. All right, well, let me introduce Ivan, man, because we're very blessed to have him. And Ivan, we thank you for doing this, man, because I've said this on many different shows. The reason why I even started to do this is watching you and Ramos on your
Thank you
weekly
guys. Yeah.
shows, man. And it's been a big inspiration to me. I do the best I can to share your content. My goal is to be able to do what you guys do. And I don't know what the new kids call this, gassing or glossing or glazing. I don't know what this is. But I just want to say, man, I appreciate it. So it's Ivan Palacios with RGVsports.com. Welcome to the show, and we appreciate you doing this, man.
Yep.
Thank you. A little long time coming. We had talked a couple times, but we're glad to be on here, guys.
Yeah, man, we're glad to have you on, and we're glad to be able to get your insight. And we're big on just information. We're not trying to do anything more than get people a little bit more included in what's going on in the conversation. And you guys' content in all high school sports, and then Ramos with volleyball. So if you guys are UTRGV fans, please follow volleyball. They have all the interviews on there. They have a podcast that comes on. Are you guys going to do it weekly this year, Ivan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once the football season starts, we'll be doing weekly podcasts for both, high school and UTRGV football. The volleyball is just Brian and I, and then, the high school football, we'll get our other staff writer, Edward Severn, in there too. So, shout out Brian, man. You mentioned it. He's killing it with the UTRGV coverage. I got to give my hats off to him because, he's been doing amazing things there.
I like Edward too. He does the below like 4A, right? And I like him, man.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. He's funny, man. So I would
Yeah,
watch.
he is, man. He's a character. Edward's a great guy. He loves giving the small school loves for sure. Sometimes they get a little overlooked, but hey, Edward's always going to go up to bat for those guys. And he does sub 5A. He does 5A. He just goes everywhere we need him. I mean, he's a great guy.
Yeah, and I used to watch just to see what his hair is doing. That's how much of a fan I am. Crazy hair, right, Ivan? I'm not lying. Like that's to show you I actually watch the show. Is I know Edward's hair because sometimes I look up or something, but then he starts dropping nuggets, man. Like he knows his small ball. Like he knows his 3A and 4A ball, and he knows where to go with it. So I appreciate your guys' coverage, and let's get into it. So I'll go first if that's okay. If you can, before the season, what's your boldest prediction for the Valley High School football?
For Valley High School football, boldest prediction, I think we'll get out of the second round this year. These last couple of years, it's been a little rough. Been a lot of second round exits, and but I think we got some good sub 5A teams, some good 6A teams, and so even those 5A D1, D2 teams that have a real good shot. And I think it's been a little bit of a down couple of years for Valley football. A lot of second round. Last year they had that controversial game against Bernie, PA State North. Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? Lost Fresno, same thing. Was it a block on the back in that pick six? It's questionable, but I think this year, I say no, but maybe that's just the biased Valley kid in me wanting them to win. But I think we'll get out of the second round. That's my bold prediction this year. Some people probably don't see it, especially with how realignment shaped up. You might get some Corpus schools early on, or even some San Antonio schools, but I think it's very possible for these teams.
How do you feel about the Corpus thing, right? And I'm not trying to create controversy, and I'll tell you, for me, I'm not a big fan. I don't like the commute. I don't like that. And I respect the Corpus teams. They're really good. Shoot, I even stopped at Cal Allen, and I have a video of their stadium. And their stadium is beautiful, man. They've done some really great things. But what are your feelings on the Corpus schools moving down? What do you think about that?
It's like you said, the commute. A lot of these teams already, have to travel. I mean, even if you're going from Rio Hondo to play a team up, in the Upper Valley, it's a drive, man. And now you're talking about 2-3 hour bus rides. And I'm not a huge fan of it. I can see why the UIL would do it. But, I mean, it's just a lot more on these schools, a lot more on these kids. That travel. I mean, travel ain't cheap at the end of the day. You got to pay for the bus. You got to pay for the meals. You got to pay for everything. Plus, going there, trying to play a game on a 3-hour bus ride. I mean, it's tough, man. And it goes vice versa. They make the trip down too sometimes, so I'm sure they're not happy about it either 100%. But hey, at the end of the day, Coach Gilpin has a famous line that he's said before, at the end of the day, you're going to hop on those yellow dogs and play whoever you're going to play. So it's just, that's just the way the ball rolled this year, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. What teams in Corpus are you looking out for that might be giving some contention to our Valley schools this year?
I mean, that 5A D2 district with Mercedes. I mean, you got GP there. They got some dogs there. I don't know if you've seen their facilities, but I was there when the Sherilyn was playing there in the States. Man, those facilities are top of the line, but their athletes are top of the line too. I think GP is going to be a good one to watch there. You always got the Flower Bluffs. Obviously, they're a tough draw for any Valley team, But I think GP and Flower Bluff has always, it's two of the top teams there in the Corpus area that can give us some trouble, especially in that district game. I think Mercedes GP is going to be a district game to watch. Mercedes, they got some good ballers there, man. I mean, they were young last year and they made some noise, and now some of these guys that were sophomore freshmen playing got some experience. So some exciting things there in Mercedes. So Mercedes GP, I would circle that one for sure. It could be for a district title.
Yeah, and I think their big lineman went junior college from last year, if I remember right.
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, I can't remember what college, but he did go JUCO. But man, that boy was big. I remember seeing him at media day. That you could tell that guy. He's gonna put you in the dirt, man. So I wouldn't want to line up against him. I feel sorry for anyone who did, but man, that boy was big.
Yeah, I saw some highlights over the scrimmage for the La Villa kid, man. He was pancaking some dude, and he had this one highlight. Sorry, Marco, I'll let you go next.
No, you're good.
Threw him down, and then he does like a Superman. He pancakes the guy, and he has like audio to it. What do you think about him? I don't know his name. I apologize. I think it's Bob, but he's a big number. I think number 77. I follow him on Instagram. What do you think about him?
I haven't seen the film to really go deep into him, but I've heard some stuff, and I've heard he's a real big guy, and especially playing at La Villa, man. I mean, to have that size at that 2A level, he's going to bring that that rough that rough. He could probably go both ways. He could probably play defensive line too, especially going 2A, man. And I've heard he's nasty in the line. I heard he can get in there, and I think he's only a junior too, so he's got some room to grow, and then some time to develop. But I heard some good things coming into him, this year. So I expect a lot. That's another team to look out for. I think La Villa. I mean, solid 2A squad. I think 5 straight district titles, something like that. So you got a guy like that in there in the trenches. I mean, you can make a run with a guy like that.
Trench dogs make it happen. Go ahead, Marco.
So kind of comment on what you said about the travel. I worked at a small 3A school, so all our games were long drives, and I that's no fun. I will say that is no fun. But okay, so like forget recruiting for a second. So who's the best high school football player that you want to go see in the Valley this year?
Oh, I might sound a little biased because it's going to come from my alma mater, and I've seen him play a couple times already. But Hassan Woolery, man, that kid is an animal. If he can stay healthy, I think he could end the season as the best player in the Valley. But I mean, I saw him make some athletic plays freshman year, man. First carry of his varsity career, he goes almost 70+ yards for a touchdown, man. Against Wesleyan High there at Bogus Stadium, and unfortunately, the injury bug has been on the last couple of years. But I think Matt Stepp said it too. If that kid can stay healthy, I mean, he's an athlete.
Yes.
I think 6'3", 6'4", almost pushing 200 pounds. His dad has him in the gym. I've seen the clips on Instagram, and if he can stay healthy, man, I think that he's in for a very special season. If he can, he's got some good receivers out there. The biggest question is that running back position. Obviously, you lose a guy like Noah. I know he's been on here before too. You lose a guy like him, it's hard to replace. But I mean, hey, you got an athlete like Hassan there in the backfield. I mean, he's just exciting to play. Los Fresnos had Robert Pineda a couple of years ago. The kid was electric. I feel like he's in that same field where you put that ball in his hands, he can make stuff happen.
Do you know if Diego is going to play football this year, Ivan?
Diego I don't believe so. I think after the track season he has. Yeah. I think after the
he can go 10-2, 10-3 and be an All-American in track. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything?
I don't think he is. He wasn't at any of the media days I saw. And if I'm him, he's probably thinking college track at this point. I mean, he made some noise. I mean, he went to state in 6A. That's coming off an injury too. I mean, he had that injury during football season and was able to get back, in there. So he actually goes to the same gym I go to. So I'll see him there every now and then, training. And the kid puts in work, man. I'll say that. I've seen him put in that work. He comes all the way from Los Fresnos up here to the Upper Valley to train, and so I don't think we'll see him on the football field. But come track season, man, he's definitely going to be a name to watch.
Sorry about that, Marco. I had to throw that one in.
No, you're good. You're good. So again,
there's a little bit of track.
So, I mean, week 1 is coming up soon. I mean, and not you can't always learn things from week 1, but what is your favorite week 1 matchup and one that you think might be able to tell us some stuff throughout the season?
Yeah, where should we go? Because we got to go to a game. I want to see which one we go to.
There's a couple. I mean, on Thursday night, I think that the most interesting one to me is PSG High Mercedes. Mercedes, we talked about, they got those young kids that came up. They're coming off a pretty good season a year ago, and they got some guys to make some noise. But PSG High, man, they went 1-9 last year. I'm sure that after making the playoffs 3 straight years, they're ready to bounce back. And they got some, that new head coach, Coach Garza takes over. He brings over his son, Isaiah Garza from PSG North, and that kid's a baller, man. I saw some of his clips from the first scrimmage, and he's already making plays out there. So I don't count out the Bears this year, man. So I think that's going to be their first true test. I think we're going to be able to see what they really got. They got 2 young quarterbacks there, Gael Zambrano, Dylan Rodriguez, kind of battling it out. But, PSG High's always got the athletes, and I think 1-9 doesn't, serve them justice to last year, especially, you got a new coach coming in. Isaiah's going to make a huge difference, I think. I mean, obviously, one player doesn't win games, but you got a guy like Isaiah, which, in my opinion, probably a top 5 player in the Valley. I mean, he did it all for PSG North last year. That should be an interesting one to watch, I think. Rowe and Harlingen, hey, Rowe's coming off a good year. Coach Taylor, obviously, they didn't make the playoffs, but Coach Taylor did some good things there. Bring back a lot of guys, and like we mentioned, Harlingen, man, they got Hassan there. They got some defensive guys like Davian Renteria, who kid's an animal, man. He's fast, he flies to the ball, and he can cover. I mean, so I think that's going to be an interesting one on paper, and it should tell early signs how good these teams can be. And I think in the district, Harlingen is you want games like that early on. 32-6, I mean, that's going to be a dogfight this year for sure.
Yeah. And who's the school that's traveling up to play Wall? Do you remember?
That's a good question. I cannot tell you off the top of my head, but I did see it when I was typing up the master schedule. I couldn't tell you who it was though.
We got a quick question. Alex the Barber, which team do you think can win state? Shout out to Alex. I think
Which
he
team
cut you up too, right, Ivan?
Yeah, he cuts me up. That's my barber. What's up, Alex? How you doing, man?
Which I mean, I know he wants us to say Edinburgh because he's an Edinburgh guy.
Hey, the Bobcats, hey. Ooh, I don't know, man. State's always a tough one. You got to have it's not just the talent, but you also got to have the cards fall your way. It's like the run Brownsville Vets went on a couple of years ago. They had the talent and stuff kind of fell their way. They were able to get some favorable matchups. I mean, obviously, a win's a win. You line up who you play against, and then they made the run. So can the Valley win state? I think that we're closer than we were years ago. Are we going to win state? I mean, it's hard to say. At the end of the day, one ball doesn't bounce your way. One ball does. You just never know. The talent's here. The talent's growing. I think even with UTRGV coming down, you're going to see more influx of talent come down to the Valley. And I think we're closer than people might think. It's one of those things that, I'm not going to say we're never going to win state. I'd love to see it. I'm a Valley guy, born and raised here. So, but it's definitely going to, we're definitely moving in the right direction.
Yeah. And which team do you feel has the best chance to win a game after Thanksgiving?
Ooh, I want to say PSJ North, but that 6A is tough, man. That third round, you're drawing Austin Westlake, you're drawing Dripping Spring, stuff like that. But I mean, if you can control the ball there, that physical style they play, I mean, they can grind one out. I think PSJ, that's the safe answer. Obviously, if you want to go, the safe answer, PSJ North. But I truly think this Mercedes team is something special, man. I think that they have that 5A D2 is a little more favorable. I think you're not likely to draw an Austin school as early, maybe, but. I think Mercedes has some talented players. Noah Benrostro, plays both ways. Frankie Salinas, only a sophomore last year, did some things. And I think the biggest question is obviously quarterback. They lose their starter, but I think they have the talent there and the coaching staff to make some noise over at the 5A D2 level. I think if it happens, it's going to be at the lower levels just because 6A is tough, man. 6A is a dogfight once you get to that second round.
Okay. All right, Roy?
Brownsville, let's talk about it, right? We got a lot of schools coming back. I know Biggie's on the chat, right? And he's with Rivetta, and they have a great program. What Brownsville school to you has come up, and what should we look out for the Brownsville schools, and what school particularly?
Ooh, on the come up, I would say Rivera. I think Coach Johnny Garza there, he's done a great job. Bringing him over from San Benito was a great hire. The defense he ran at San Benito, and you saw the potential last year. I mean, obviously the record doesn't show it, but I mean, they were in these games. They were battling. I think they bring back a lot of talent too. And I think they're on the come up. I think Johnny Garza, like I said, great hire them. That guy's a defensive guru. I think when they hired him, I was like, hey, good job, Brownsville, because you got yourselves a guy there. And obviously you got Brownsville vets, man. I mean, you can never count them out. The second half of their season wasn't the greatest last year. I think they only won one district game, but injuries play a part. And obviously that 32-6A district's always tough, like we said. But I think, they bring back some talent too, man. They're always physical. I love their style of games. And I've told Coach Ramirez this before, man. I love going to your games because I'm in and out in about an hour and a half. That ground and pound style, running the ball. None of this, flashy, throwing it through the air, 4-hour games. This is an hour and a half. I'm in and out. They control the ball. So you can never count out the Chargers, man. Coach JC's done a great job there after he took over for Coach Kelly Lee. They're physical, they're fast. They're not the biggest, they're borderline 5A almost every year, but, they're going to knock some heads there at the 6A level. And, you don't want to play them. Every time I've seen teams play them, they get physical against them.
Well, Biggie, I want to be able to go to that September 4th game, Rivetta versus Vets. I like to get some air conditioner if I can, Biggie. So yeah, it would be nice. But I'm a Los Fresnos guy. This is where my daughter and kids go to school, and want to make sure that I ask about them, right? Because we have, a lot going on. I think it's 2 straight district titles, looking for number 3, right? We have a lot of returning players. We got Schwenk. I can't pronounce it. Slovensky, I believe his name was. Little running back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
statuary or something like. I don't. I might be saying it wrong, but yeah, statuary.
yeah, we have some good returners on the line. What do you think about Los Fresnos Falcons, and what's the outlook for them this year?
I think they're a solid team. I mean, obviously replacing a 4-year starter at quarterback and Robert that's never easy. I mean, but Evan was a solid guy, man. I mean, I saw some clips of him against Laredo United South last year. That's the only game Robert missed his whole career, and he stepped
Played
up
really
fine,
good.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look good. That's it.
Evan looked good. I mean, he took care of the ball. He made it happen. I think he might be a little slept on going into this year. People think Robert, and Robert was great, man. Robert was great, but Evan's another good one waiting there in the wings, and he's got some weapons. And that running back you mentioned, Tyler, the receiver Enrique Guerra, only a sophomore last year. I think he had close to 600 yards. So they got weapons out there, and defensively, man, that guy Ryan Prepichaw, he's a beast at safety, man. 8 interceptions last year, I think, double digit, almost 60, 70 tackles. Again, they lose their star linebacker Juan Sanchez. I mean, that guy was an animal too, but they got the pieces there. Los Fresnos has the talent. It's that 32-6A district, man. Though it's tough. You lose 2 games and you're out of the playoffs almost. It's going to be a tough district, but Coach Cantu's a great coach. He's got the good coaching staff around him that gets these guys ready. But I don't think they're going to take as big as a drop off as people think losing Robert, because Evans a solid quarterback, and right behind him they got another guy. He's only a sophomore. I think Casanova is his last name. They got some guys ready to go, but Evan's going to be solid. I think he's going to be a player to watch this year that might be flying under the radar. But after seeing against the United South last year, I think he's got what it takes to step into that QB1 role for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And I love the Jet Pineda, right? But there was something I was like, man, I would like to see him in the slot with McChesney throw the ball to him and on some screens, because I saw that kid play against United, because that's my hometown team. And I was like, man, this kid can throw. The ball comes out of his hand, accurate, real. He's a receiver, so he was able to run with the ball. So the Valley, obviously, your best athlete goes to be quarterback, right? That happens. But man, some of you wanted to see Pineda out there in running back or at a slot. So I know that one's a big one. Now I had the opportunity to interview one of the best freshmen in the Valley from San Benito, Sonny. What are your thoughts on Sonny? I've seen talent my whole life in football, being from California and being here. I think he's a guy. What do you think about Sonny?
He caught my eye at 7-on-7, man. I saw him at the Wesleyan tournament. Him and the quarterback were connecting deep. I mean, he's a dog, man. I think San Benito needs to find a way to get that kid the ball. I think last year was a little tough. Obviously, the schedule didn't help. You're playing teams like Westlake, Carthage, but if you can get him the ball, that kid can go deep. He can make defenders miss, and he really stood out to me at 7-on-7, man. I mean, he was getting past the defense. It didn't matter who was lining up against him. He's not the biggest, he's not this 6 foot tall receiver, but he knows how to make people miss. He knows how to create that space. I think he was on our watch list last year when coming into the season when we were looking at freshmen, and obviously the numbers don't speak for itself, but seeing him play live, I mean you can see that he has the potential to be that guy. He can be that number 1 receiver. Obviously San Benito is not known for being a huge pass heavy offense, but if they want to pass, I mean, they got the guy there. The quarterback looked pretty solid too. Albert, I think 3-year starter now at quarterback, or at least 3-year letterman. I saw him at the Battle of the Arroyo a couple of times, and I think if you can get Sonny the ball, man, you got another weapon out wide there in him.
We got another question. Ivan, has the Valley stopped growing in population? It's been a while since a new high school has been built. I haven't thought about that.
I don't know if it stopped growing. I mean, there's still high schools coming up. I think it's these idea schools are popping up and taking some kids, or these charter schools, and you also got these freshman academies being built now. Where it's just for freshmen. I think it's not so much that high school stopped growing; it's more that's being the way they're being spread out. And like Harlingen has their freshman academy. I think Los Fresnos has a freshman and sophomore academy combined into one. So it's not so much that high schools aren't being built. I think it's more they're being split in different ways, where it's still the student population is still being filtered to these big schools, but they're just spreading them out, in their freshman, sophomore years. And then, of course, the charter schools come into.
Yeah, I would love to see a charter school do like a private. I mean, this is kind of bad. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel bad saying this, right? Now, I'll get to Alex's question right now. I'm from Cali. We have the Mater Deis, the St. John Boscos. We have the cathedrals. Like, I've seen that ball growing up. I don't want this to happen because I know it will mess things up. But what's your take of having a private school? St. Joe's one, right? That's different. right? But I'm talking about where you get some of the biggest names to be on one team. I don't like the idea personally. Do you see that happening? I guess is my question for you.
Like you said, I don't like the idea either. I love this, homegrown talent, but at the end of the day, I mean, people want to win, and
Yeah.
in a sense, I think we're already heading in that way. I mean, open enrollment really changed things up, and people can just enroll at whatever high school they want nowadays. Most schools are open enrollment nowadays. I don't want to say recruiting happens, but it's definitely easier for a kid to pick what school he goes to as a freshman because of open enrollment, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say we're heading in that direction, but it's definitely starting to. I think NIL money starting to become a thing, and I think sports in general it's just changing, man. The landscape is changing. It's money's becoming involved at the college level, and I don't think it'll be long before high school kids start getting paid. Hopefully not, man. But I think open enrollment's definitely opened that door, and that kids can just choose now. To me, I grew up, you wanted to play for your hometown. So you were born in Harlingen, you wanted to play for the Cardinals. You were born in San Benito, you wanted to play for the Greyhounds. I think, that pride is still there. The Valley rallies around its teams and all that. But it's also been easier for, kids to just pick where they want to go. Like, hey, let's all go to PSG North, or hey, let's all go to Brownsville, Rivera, anything. So,
I agree.
It's heading that.
Yeah, I agree. I graduated from Carlsbad High School, and Carlsbad High School is the home of Julian Sayin. He's a quarterback for Ohio State, right?
Yes,
and I follow them closely. Obviously, that's where I graduated high school, and they have people coming from all over the state and out of state to play at Carlsbad. And I'll be honest, I didn't live in Carlsbad. I lived in Oceanside. So my dad, the head track coach job at Carlsbad, you know where I went? I went to Carlsbad. Right. So this NIL, like KJ says, shout out to KJ for supporting. It's here. It's not going to be here.
It's not going away. No, yeah.
And it's here now because these guys are getting people from out of state to go to Carlsbad. And it's just really something we have to be aware of and weary. But I'm with you. I like hometown grown public schools. I like it. Modern day is awesome. I watch them play and I've been to games. But there's nothing like a Harlingen Cardinal team that played since they were in third grade together.
Exactly, man. There's just something different, that homegrown, this is where I'm from. There's a certain pride that goes into it, just playing for your home team.
Yeah. We got another question from Alex. Sean Landez was interviewed the other day. What are your expectations? He said, I'm here to win state. When we ever heard of a Valley coach say that, we put on our cleats on the same way as everyone else. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great mindset to have, man. I think too many times our mindset holds us back too. And it's not just in football, but I think in any sport, a lot of these kids put these walls where it's like, I asked them this question, hey, what are your goals? Like, hey, we want to make it to the third round. It's like, well, you're setting that barrier already for yourself. You're kind of telling yourself, once I get to the third round, I'm content. It's like, I think having this mindset of I want to win state, and it's a different mindset because when I've interviewed soccer coaches, they don't tell me they want to go to the third round. They don't tell me they want to win a district championship. They say the same thing. We want to win state. And, it might be a long shot, man, but unless you have that mindset of we can do this, we want to do this, you're kind of setting that wall already of, hey, third round and we're good. We're content. We made it to the third round. It's, and it is a successful season, but to have that mindset of I want to win state, I think that's the mindset you need. Because, mindset is everything. If you have a guy that doesn't have that mindset, you put that barrier in, man. And like I said, it's a different, you should talk to softball coaches. You talk to teams that have been there. Their mindset isn't, hey, we want to go to the third round. We want to win a district championship. It's state or bust. And I think that's the mindset you need to have as an athlete. Whether, you went 1-10 last year or, you win, 4 rounds deep, that's the mindset you should go into every year, in my opinion.
I agree. Biggie said that you're getting NIL money after this.
So we got to talk about NIL money.
Go ahead, Marco.
All right, so I got another question in the chat. So other than natural born talent, what's something that Northern Texas is doing different than the Valley that the Valley needs to adapt in order to compete in the third and fourth round?
That's a good question. I don't think they're doing anything different. I don't know if there's anything different. The talent obviously plays a huge role, especially at the high school level. Size matters when it comes to football. at the end of the day, it's the reality of it. Just like in basketball, size matters at this level. It's not like when you get to college, everyone's 6'3", 6'4". I wouldn't say they're doing anything differently. It's like Coach Landez said, we lace up our cleats the same way they do. They do 2-a-days, we do 2-a-days. Just like Friday Night Lights, to quote the movie, they do 2-a-days. We do it in 110-degree heat down here, man. It don't matter. So I don't think it's anything different at all. I think it's just there's a level of talent, and I think, like I mentioned, the gap is kind of getting bridged a little, and it's going to take time. And I don't want to say when we'll get there, but I think the Valley's definitely growing in talent. You see more and more guys down here sign to the collegiate level, more and more guys, even the D1 level, So I think you're starting to see it more and more. It's just, at the end of the day, there is levels to this, Size is something that plays a factor. A kid that's 6'4" is going to have an advantage over a kid who's 5'9" playing defensive tackle, So I think the biggest difference is just the size, and then you got a team full of 5-stars. I mean, what do you expect? There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you got in the whole Valley, right? How many FBS signings did we have last year? I don't think we had any last year, right? I mean, the high school in Southern California, we had 15 Division I signings on my senior year.
Exactly.
We got to push it up. But the cool thing is, and this is something, it's my opinion, right? I think that's changing. In the next 10 years with UTRGV coming down here, and the players are going to stay here, right? That's going to spread our diversity, and it's going to spread our athletic ability, right? When you have athletes staying down here, there's nothing wrong with that, right? And I think in 12 to 15 years, this conversation is going to be different.
Agree. No, I agree. Like I said, I think UTRGV is going to bring an influx of talent. I agree. I think that school bringing a Division I program down here is going to change things, not just for the Valley, but for high school football in the Valley. And like KJ said down there, I mean, big cities do have the more money. They have bigger facilities. So that definitely plays a part of it at the end of the day too, No,
I agree. Go ahead, Marco.
I know we're having a sports conversation, but I'm gonna take it to band for a little bit, because it's the same. You see the same kind of thing in band. Like the Central Texas schools, the Dallas, Houston schools are always doing better than the Valley schools at the state competitions. And in this world, we have these same conversations. Like, what's different? And I think something to KJ's point there is those schools have a lot more money to bring college professors in, to bring more people in to train and to train your students to compete at that level. So I think it's a similar argument, but I think it can work both ways. We see it in football, we see it in band, which I was a part of. So again, it's a conversation that is not only in this one sport, but it's in several things in the Valley.
Definitely.
Well, so with baseball, man, right? We can talk about different ways, but we got a state championship contender in baseball, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it hadn't been for a long time though. 2007, I think.
I mean, it hadn't, but Brownsville Vets 2 years ago was in the semifinals. So the rhetoric of it not happening is kind of pushing behind us, in my opinion. Right.
Yeah, so, like I said, you see more and more kids competing, whether it's cross country, whether it's track, whether it's soccer, baseball, softball. You see more Valley teams kind of making that push. You had Weslaco just a couple of years ago win state in softball. Track. We had some people. We have people win medals almost every year. So I think it's changing the landscape for sure, and I think the Valley is more, bridging that gap more than people think. So
yeah, one of the comments there, I think people are investing a lot more in like Little League baseball, youth track. They're investing a lot more in that early on. So we're seeing that those dividends when they get into high school.
True.
And I mean, we had Isabella Parker, she won gold medal in high jump, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, I think a part of that is that too, the parents are putting the time and effort into the kids starting at a young age. And that's where we're seeing the growth.
Yeah.
I want to go to 31-6A. We got Edinburgh, we got all those schools in there, right? We got a lot of great schools within it. Vela, La Jolla, Weslaco. if I had to give you a top 3, who is it today?
I got to put Edinburgh or Alex might mess up my hair next time we go. So nah, if I'm being honest, top 3, I'd say Vela. Vela's up there. I'm not going to say them in order, but Vela's up there. I think they always have talent. Wesleyan High, obviously, Wesleyan High brings back some dogs on both sides of the ball, and Coach Stroman does a great job over there with the Panthers. Always district title contenders, and I'm going to go with Economides too. They're coming off that historic season a year ago, 9-1, and some people might say they played a softer schedule early on, but I mean we'll get to see how tough they got the tough schedule. They got PSJ North on their schedule this year. They got to take on Vela, they got to take on Wesleyan. So I think you play who you line up against at the end of the day, and I think they're going to make some noise. I think those 3 teams will be in that running for a district title at the end of the year. And Edinburgh High, I think, has some question marks, but my top 3 will be those. I mean, I'd go Wesleyan, Econ, and Vela for sure.
Nice. What team do you expect to make the biggest jump this year in the Valley?
I'm going to stick with Rivera, man. I know they play in a tough district, but I think Coach Johnny Garza there, he's doing a great job there, and he brings back a lot of talent from last year. They got that big lineman, Gael Payan there. He's a pretty big beast, and I think Rivera, they can compete for that 4th place spot there, and I don't expect them to win district in that tough district, but I think they can. That Coach Johnny Garza there is doing a great job.
I agree. Let's go into some players, right? We talked about Hassan. We talked about Los Fresnos, Sam Benny, a couple of Brownsville guys. What player in your mind is not getting the attention that he needs to have, and where do you see that player coming up, and where is he from?
Player that's not getting the attention. I'm going to go with Econ, man. I think John Carey on there. I mean, that quarterback over at Econ, I think he gets overlooked quite a bit, especially playing in a non-run heavy, a run-heavy offense. He doesn't throw the ball as much, but, you watch the kid play. He's electric, man. He led the team in rushing last year, playing quarterback. He was pretty efficient with throwing the ball. I think he completed almost 70% of his passes. I think he didn't throw more than 70 passes, but he was efficient with it. And, playing quarterback and not throwing the ball often, people might be like, oh, well, this guy's not that good because he's not leading the league in passing. I was like, hey, you go look at the offense he plays with. Go watch him play. The kid's a baller. He's a true leader. I've talked to him after 7-on-7. I've talked to him at media day, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. And he's determined, man. I think they're ready to prove people wrong, prove that last year wasn't a fluke. And with a guy like him, I think they could definitely make some noise. So I think he's going to be one to watch, and he's going to make some noise.
Alex wants to talk about Mishak because that's our guy. He came on the show. TV fam. Who's the best running back you've seen in the 9.56? I didn't know you were a Harlingen guy, Ivan. I didn't know that.
Born and raised. I was born and raised in Harlingen. Graduated from Harlingen High in 2011.
Okay, because we earlier, I don't know if you listened, probably not, but we were talking about Harlingen, and I lived there in junior high, and I was able to watch Mo Hunter. And
Mo Hunter, okay.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know who he is, yeah.
Top, right? So who do you think the best running back to come out of the Valley is? And there's a lot of names, right? Nobody's going to win. Great last name, all day Rivas, right? But who do you put on? Actually, let's do this. Who do you put on the top 3 kind of pedestal running backs in the Valley?
I got to go with guys that I've seen. So don't hate me, guys, if I go like guys that I didn't get to see, like Mo Hunter. I got to go Mishak. I was a freshman in high school. I think he was a senior. So, I remember walking into that Harlingen locker room as a freshman. They had his picture up there, the week of the game. So, he was just a dog. He was fast. Mishak's up there. And I would say the Spates brothers, man. I think over at Memorial, the Spates brothers, they both went on to play D1 football. They're something else. And now they got the younger one, 2,000 yards a year ago. So just continuing that line there. So in my opinion, those are guys that I grew up, that I knew growing up. So, I mean, there might be guys that maybe before my day, but I would go with them 3.
All right, we got Blake Bell, who I don't know, because I wasn't here. What year is that? I don't remember that.
It's 2012, bro. That's Brian Bubba Blake over at Harlingen. Yeah, played with Randy and Kevin and those guys. He was a dog. He definitely was a dog there in the backfield. War number 5, I think over 20 touchdowns, So, yeah, no, Bell was a dog in Harlingen.
Biggie's going old school. Corbin Epps, Tony Ellis, Mishak, Mo Hunter, to name a few.
Hunter,
so yeah. Corbin Epps, I don't know. You know anything about Corbin Epps?
I can't say it. I do. No, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, mine, Bradley Stevens. I went to school with him. So that was before Mishak and all that. So
Bradley Stevens was a good one, yeah, too.
Well, KJ was brought. He beat me to it. I was going to ask about our guy Roman, right? Because he's a big time quarterback. Last year, I believe he was a sophomore. Quote me
Yes,
if I'm
sir.
wrong. Last year, just lit up the stat sheet right out of Mission Vets. What do you think about Roman Reyna, and what do you think he's going to do this year with that Vets team? I love Coach Gilpin. I like the way he does his job. I like the way he works. He builds men. I love that, right? But Reyna has some real talent. What do you think about it?
I mean, he's got the size, he's got the arm, and he puts a nice touch on the ball. You know, I saw him last year against Harlingen. You know, that game where he took off, he had hurt his leg, took off for that winning touchdown there. I mean, the kid's just a baller, man. He's an athlete. I think he's 6'1", 6'2", maybe even taller. I don't know, but he's got the size to be a Division I football quarterback, in my opinion. He puts a nice touch on the ball. He's got the arm strength, and he's just a leader, man. I mean, he's gritty. Like I said, I mentioned that game against Harlingen last year. The kid went out for a play or two, was playing on I don't remember if it was left or right leg, but it was definitely hurt. You can tell he was limping on and off the field. But to break a 50+ yard run for to take the lead, it's just the kid. You know, he shows no stop, man. He's got the grit. I think obviously the arm talent. He know all that, but I think what people might not see is that running ability and how he's willing and he's physical, man. Some kids might have pulled themselves out of the game after taking a hit and their legs hurting. Nah, man, this kid stayed in. He showed that grit. I think that's what's going to separate him. I think he's in for a big year, man. I think especially in that offense Coach Gilpin runs. They love to air it out, and he's got Landry there coaching him up too. Mr. Texas football from back in the I don't remember the year, but you got a guy like Landry coaching him up. I expect big things for him this year. They do graduate some players, but hey, Coach Gilpin's always got those guys ready, man. They got talent at Mission Vets.
Well, we've been talking a lot about offense, right? And offense is,
it's
every
the fun stuff,
attention and we're football guys, right? So defense is where it's won, in my opinion. What defenses are you looking at? What schools have the best defenses? And give me some defensive players to look for. Obviously, Hoover's a big one in Edinburgh, Ivan Palacios, right? That really is a ball hawk. And I've been tracking him. What other defensive players do you always see, and what defensive teams are you excited to see this year?
I'm excited for PSG North as always, man. That defense is physical.
Ray.
That black shirt defense. Hey, Ray Martinez. That's what I was going to bring up, man. That kid can play all four positions, and that he can move middle, outside, whatever. But that kid he's going to find a way, and he's got a nonstop motor, man. We were watching film on him the other day. We were doing our top 30 player rankings. Going to come out in the next couple of weeks here before the season, or next week actually. We'll start counting those down. But Ray, man, I mean, watching his film, he's got a motor. Even if the play gets past him, he's still running after the ball. I think he's probably top 5 in the Valley overall. Him, and then you got Jacoby Herrera there on that line there with him. I mean, I can go on and on about PSG North's defensive players, but we Los Fresnos, they got Ryan Prepichaw. I love that kid, man. That kid he's a ball hawk. He reads the ball up. Mm-hmm. And what about Caden Ramirez over at Raymondville? I think he's an animal there at linebacker. And talking about some small schools and freshmen, man. Last year, freshman Tyle Anise, man. Kid's not big, he's a dog there. Saw him play some running back for a little bit too, but I think he's probably going to be primarily a linebacker. So I'm excited to see what he does this year. Starting as a freshman, at any level is impressive. He did it at, obviously it's a 3-year school, but still, man, to suit up. I think he had over 120 tackles last year as a freshman. That's impressive, man. So I think Tyle Anise is going to be a big name this year. And, I got to go with my alma mater, Harlingen High, and David Renteria, man. The kid is –
That's a receiver or
he's a linebacker, man. He's a linebacker.
Okay.
David Renteria, man. Just watch that name. He's physical. He plays in the middle of the field, but he's fast. He runs. I think I don't know how, Dave Campbell's has him at, I think, at a 4.5, 4.6 40. So he's got that speed, and he hits, man. He ain't afraid to get physical. And he had a pick last year against La Jolla, pick 6. He's good in coverage. He can hit. So some guys to watch, but yeah, PSG North, man, they're always fun to watch defensively. Weslaco too, man. Don't sleep on Weslaco. I think the Panthers have some players and they play very sound defensively. I think you're not going to get these huge stats. You're not going to get these 200 tackle guys, but as a unit, man, those guys play very sound football.
What else you got, Marco?
Well, I got to ask about McAllen Memorial. That's where I went to school. We've got Braxton Spates there now. I guess I want to hear from your perspective. What does that school do that produces just like these amazing running backs?
It's just the culture, man. I think people want to play there. The offense too, obviously, that they run helps. They they run, it's a run heavy offense. They don't throw as much as they run, but I think it's just a culture thing, man. You got it. You mentioned Bradley Stevens back in the day. You got the Spates brothers. I think it just keeps on going. I saw some guys in these last couple of years too that were just it doesn't matter who lines up in the backfield. They just got guys that like to run the ball, man. They got receivers that play running backs, and I think Braxton's just next in line there, and I think they're in for a good year. They do lose a lot. I think they only bring back two starters overall. It's a lot, but Memorial's they're not to be counted out. They're always in contention. Coach Patterson is a great coach. He took over for Coach Littleton a couple years back, and he's just kind of kept that program rolling steady. So it's just it's a culture thing, man. And I think people just gravitate there, and hey, you just keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, that's something Matt Sepp talked about the other day about the dish is kind of wide open right now. He was saying to watch out for Nicky Rowe. So
yeah, he did say that. Jamar Taylor coming through, so it's a big one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Taylor's got a good squad there. I think they bring back 16 starters too. So I think they were there. I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, but they were in those games. They took it to everyone. So and I picked them to win the district in our predictions, and I don't know, man. I think it's going to come down to one of those McAllen schools. Memorial's not to be counted out, especially when you got a guy like Braxton in the backfield, man. I mean, that guy can win a game for you by himself. So
we'll finish off with some questions. Real quick, top 5 teams in Valley, all divisions. Who you got?
I'm going to go PSJ North. I'm going to go Harlingen. I'm going to go Weslaco. I'm going to go Mercedes. And I'm going to go Rio Hondo. I think Rio Hondo's deep.
Rio Hondo. Let's talk about that.
Hey, look at that offense. You got Mario Lopez at running back. You got 2,000-yard back. You got Matt Lopez at quarterback. You got 2 receivers in Sebastian Gonzalez and Manny Perez there. They got a big lineman and Devin Raymond. They're just loaded, man. I mean, that offense is going to put up some points this year. And that defense, too, we mentioned Tyler Nees, but you got guys like Noe Leos playing D-end. So they got some dogs there, man, especially offense. I think the offense is going to be fun. It's going to be explosive. That Raymondville Rio Hondo game, man, circle that one. That's going to be a big one there for district. So Raymondville Rio Hondo, Raymondville's right there too, man. I think they're right in that bubble of that top 5 team. They did graduate that running back Trayshawn Washington, so I think that's a big hole to fill. But hey, Jeffrey Lefevre at quarterback, man. The kid, 2 interceptions. Let's talk about efficiency, man. 2 interceptions, over 60% completion. The kid took care of the ball, and he can sling it.
Yeah, shout out to Trayshawn. I know he messaged me. He's going to JC, so he signed to play JC ball. So that was pretty cool. Question, Ivan: if Pioneer beat Liberty Hill in 2020, do you think they could have gone to state? Ooh, man.
I think so. Eddie was special, man. Eddie was special, is special. He had a heck of a season last year with UTRGV. I think he's a special guy that he could have. That game was a shootout, man, and I think he beats them. They're right there, man. You got a guy like him. They had Joseph Graham at receiver. I think he was a sophomore year. That kid was an athlete, man. So I think they would have made that run. Yeah, I do.
Well, Ivan, man, I love how you know the Valley, man. I can do this for a long time. If you ever need anybody on Valley Ball to talk UTRGV, let us know. We're there to top it up. We would love to go on there and talk some UTRGV. I'll leave the high school. We're going to cover a little high school, but it's we're going to do a little bit of it, but we'll be watching you guys and kind of giving that perspective. But I really appreciate everything about your coverage, man. And I know we haven't met in person, but we've talked, and you've always been super cool. You and Ramos, just cool cats, man. And I really appreciate what you guys did, and we're hoping to keep following up and be independent and do our thing. And we're really happy you did this for us, man. And we look forward to doing it again. If you're willing to do it, we'd like to have you every couple of weeks if we can, to talk about updates and maybe do some collaboration if you can. And if you're willing to do it, we'd love to have it.
For sure, man. Appreciate you guys having me. And, like I said, you guys are doing great stuff out there. And, appreciate all the kind words too, man. We don't hear them sometimes. Sometimes people don't like our opinions. So, we can't please everyone at the end of the day. We've learned that, some people agree, disagree. At the end of the day, we're just trying to bring the best coverage we can to the Valley.
Hey, we're so small, we don't have haters that much yet. So once we get haters, we have a couple people that don't like us, but that's not haters, right? That's different. No, we appreciate Ivan, and I'll take you up on that, man. If you can come back, and if you ever need anything from us, I'll try to get a little pass from you on a game. Maybe one of these games, you can just let me tag along with you. That would be great. But I'll hit you up.
For sure, man. Sounds good.
All right, brother. Have a good night. Go Cardinals.
Hey, yeah, appreciate it, man. Go Cardinals.
Man, we had back-to-back just knowledgeable dudes, man.
Yeah. He's the first. He's the first one in a while I can remember that was able to get out that quickly.
Oh, well, he's a pro. He does it.
I know.
I don't even know if it was me or him.
But yeah, no, he knows a lot. He knows a lot.
Shout out to you, Alex, man. Thanks for joining, man. Those are the exact kind of conversations that we want to bring.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I sound like a broken record, man. Like, I'm not here to claim like I know everything, and I know Marco feels the same way. Right? All we're trying to do is bring a different perspective, bring people on that know a lot more than we do, and then we can give our own analysis and our own breakdown to it in a fun, engaging way. That's it. I'm not sitting here trying to be an analyst. I'm not trying to, break down things and do it to where I think I know ball more than I do. I know what I know. I've been around some good football in my life, right? And I want to bring in people that know more than me, right? So I'm just happy that Ivan just came on, Matt Steps came on. To me, those are some of the most knowledgeable ball knowers when it comes to high school in our area, and we'll bring on more, right? We got Mark Lopez from Tex Preps we're going to talk to. A shout out to our guy RGV 956 Media. Hopefully we can have him on. Anybody that wants to talk ball and keep it positive, we're down to have him on.
Yep.
Right? Because that's all we're trying to do is celebrate our area where either you grew up or you now live or you represent, because it's not about living here. There's a lot of people out there that love what we're doing down here. And they're interested in what's going on down in the valley. They're interested on why UTRGV is doing this. All this attention that's happening with UTRGV is only going to make us better.
Yeah.
And we're here for it. We're going to cover it. We're going to keep bringing people in. If you guys know people that you guys want to come on, tell them to hit us up, or you have them help them, hit us up. And this is a platform for the valley. That's what it's about. This is all about DITV celebrating the valley, and all of us coming together on Wednesdays and Sunday nights to talk ball, talk sports, build a community, and just have a good time. Right? Yep. So yeah, sure. Can't wait to pack the stadium. Hey man, we got 13 days.
13 days.
First UTRGV game.
Yep.
13 days. They just had a scrimmage this past Saturday, where the cool part, they had a scrimmage, and they invited donors, and they invited people that own suites to attend the scrimmage, right? So they got an inside look on the team. A couple of reports out there, but hey, I got to respect. I wasn't there. I didn't see it, right? So I don't know exactly who did what. And we want to respect what their wishes were to keep it private, right? And it was private to people. And, I'm not about breaking news just to get attention. Not about that. Not about that life. Don't want to be about that life. If there's news out there, I want to talk about it, right? But, I'm not here to do anything more than just say what's going on. So what else you got, Marco? I think I might cut it early today, man, because I had that trip
Let's
this
see.
weekend. We'll get a couple more minutes in. We'll go 9:30. We'll try to 30.
We'll try 9:30. Yeah, it's gonna be a quick couple weeks. I mean, let's see. Tuesday we'll be going to either one or two games depending where I go.
Let me see Tuesday. Hold on.
Yeah, depending where I go, and then Thursday I'll be heading to the UTRGV women's soccer again. It was fun. It was fun this past week when I went.
Oh yeah, talk about that. How did it go this weekend or last week?
It was good. I mean, the team definitely didn't play up to where I guess you would like, but it was a fun experience. I got to meet Jacob Young Racing.
Oh yeah, he's cool, man. You talked
the one with the hat. Yeah, we talked like the whole second half.
No way. cool.
Yeah, we were talking about we were talking about racing a lot and, and stuff.
You're a racer. I forgot.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was cool. And then I know Ray was up in the press box. They played some Taylor Swift, and I enjoyed it.
Ooh.
I mean, I think I texted him on our group chat, and he sent something. He sent something back that I can't show, but you know, as soon as I walked up to the bleachers, they were doing Taylor Swift. So of course I had to text Ray. I was trying to find him, but I couldn't see in the mirrors or in the windows. But I was pitch side, not press box.
Oh, he was on the pitch.
Oh, you were in the sun. That's no fun. Yeah.
A little shade.
Yeah. If you sit in front of the press box, there's shade there.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, it was actually really nice, like sitting in the shade and all that. It was actually really nice. It wasn't that hot. So, it's good that these games are at night. It's better for stats, but it's not better for health. So I will stick to the health.
Okay, so you had a soccer game last week. They are now going to be 0-2 because they're losing 4-1 to Texas State.
Yeah.
So not a good start for Taki Stewart and team, brand new coach, right?
Yeah, and so I mean, some stuff I talked about with Jacob there was, I think what we can expect from women's soccer is going to come in year two. I mean, because a lot of what he's recruited and bringing in is they're not going to be here till next year. His players essentially, like he's recruited a lot of high school girls, from what I've seen, and a lot of the girls I've seen, whether they're high school or they'd all be high school because if they're a portal, they'd be here.
Right.
So a lot from what I've seen, those girls are playing like competitive league soccer. Some of them are playing for their international teams. I mean, so he's bringing in, I think, a good group of girls, and what I've seen on their videos, they seem very athletic and like they can bring a lot of spark to the field, which I think which is what we really didn't see that first game. I mean, obviously,
develop them too. Like they're young players, right? You got to develop those young players.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I would expect to see just a little bit more athleticism out of college soccer players, out of D1 soccer players, and we've had this conversation about baseball too. Like, if you're not playing in the summer or in the off season, you're just falling behind. And is that the case with the players we have now for soccer? I don't know, because they don't really post much about that. But the girls that he's bringing in, they are playing all the time.
Okay,
they are playing it in different leagues like that. So, it's just one of those things. I think the more that you play, the more you're gonna obviously get better, and I see that in the class that he's going to bring in. So I'm excited to see year 2 under Taki and see how they do the rest of this season with players that he inherited. So.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to look at it. Vince Ousley says, looking forward to Los Fresnos versus Mackay on Thursday. Vince, I think, isn't there a linebacker from Mackay with that last name? Maybe that's his son. Real talented player.
Is that this week?
I don't know. Because Los Fresnos plays Laredo something, I believe, the first game. But maybe it's a scrimmage? I don't know. Vince, you're still there. Let us know what game that is. Because
I know.
Great team.
I think I know the last schools are starting school tomorrow, or this week. But I don't know when the games start. So.
Well, they have scrimmages. I think next Thursday. Yeah, scrimmage.
Oh, scrimmage. His son is a safety.
Is it? Okay, yeah, because I know there's a guy with that last name that's a baller. So
Is it is it in McAllen or Los Fresnos?
I don't know, but if it's in Los Fresnos, I'm there. If I can go, I'm going because I like McAllen has some guys, man. We talked a little bit about them, but his son is a player. I have him on X, and he shared some highlights. You guys, if any players, parents of players, man, in McAllen, it's in McAllen. It's close to you.
But I was going to go to the soccer game.
Oh, Thursday. Well, you gotta make a decision now, man.
Or you can come and go to McAllen.
I can try. I'm already going Tuesday to the Bird Bowl. But I like their McAllen team, and I think they're going to be good. They got a big lineman. They got a good quarterback. They got his son. Man, they got some players. Mm-hmm. They got a linebacker, too, that's good. And what I was going to say is, look, X is a medium that I focus on.
Yeah.
Right? It's great for recruiting. All the coaches, the players. We got 3,100 followers on X. That's
nice.
Not bragging. I'm not talking about that. But it's a platform. So if any of the Valley kids or parents, tell them to tag us on X, man. I will share it, and I'll get him out there as much as I can. I'm not saying I make a difference one bit, but there's power in numbers, right?
Yeah.
And there's, when we reshare stuff and we quote tweet and we do that, it spreads. Like we get something like 800, 900 views, sometimes 1,000 views on some of these posts. And, if you look at it, that helps for notoriety. That helps with college players and college coaches. Most of the people that follow the RX on DITV, it's all college coaches. And they're from everywhere, all over Texas.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there that's a parent or a player, let people know, tag us on stuff. Let us know what they're doing. Drayden Espinoza, PSJ North kid, we interviewed him. He keeps in contact. He tags us on stuff. I put out his highlights, let everybody know, hey, look for this guy. Hassan Woolry, same thing. If they don't tag me, I'm looking for it. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not very picky. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to retweet. I do the best I can. If I miss it, I miss it. I got a job. It is what it is. But I'm here to support these kids.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do to make them get noticed by just one extra coach, I want to do it. Yeah, I agree. X is where kids, that's what it is.
That's where the coaches are. Yep.
Where all the coaches are. And that's where all the players are. That's where all the recruiting people are. All the recruiting services are on X, right? We get hit up. I get hit up all the time on X from coaches. And some of them are cool. Some of them is kind of weird. Like they're trying to find stuff out. Whatever. I don't care. Right? I just want to celebrate the kids here. The Valley, to me, is really about embracing each other and sharing their information. And if my platform has 3,100 followers and that helps a kid, I'm going to do it. And I don't care. Right? Obviously, they got to have some talent, right? I mean, we got to be able to put things together to make sure that we have, a good reputation of stuff. Right? But if they're on it, please tell them to tag us. We'll do the best we can. And let us know. I mean, all the UTRGV recruits, they tag us. They tag us when they commit. They tag us when they're dropping their highlight film. I got recruits that committed already and still tag us on stuff. And that's through the hard work that we've done over the last year to establish a reputation on being trusted information for everything the Valley. And I really, I take pride in that.
For sure.
A lot of pride in it.
For sure. And if your kids are looking for baseball, you can go to mine. I've got a lot.
Man. That's Marco is the guy. Sorry, cutting you off.
No, I was saying, same thing with me. I've got a lot of commits and stuff that have tagged me and stuff, but for baseball. So if you're looking for that, I obviously do the same thing as much as I can. So. No, my X is much smaller than yours, but I still do what I can with recruits and high school players.
And we team up, you guys. Like if Marco shares something, I retweet it with a quote. I don't care. So it doesn't matter who has what numbers. Shoot, there's stuff that Marco does. You get twice as many views than I do, right? So you just never know with this algorithm one, who's watching, and two, who can get notoriety, right? And we're going to do what we can to support that, and we're not fake about it. Like we're here to represent the Valley the right way. We're going to do whatever we can to spread our word. What we want is to spread our word within this medium. Have more people watch this show and get information about the Valley, right?
Yeah.
Recruiting, high school, and we're going to dig in. I mean, next week, man, it's game week next week. Sunday, it's game week for all schools, football related.
Yeah.
UTRGV and high school.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, Los Fresnos versus McAllen is very enticing for me to go out to McAllen.
Do it.
I mean, shoot, I got to shoot. I said shoot. I didn't say that's the other one. But
you do that. You do that, and I'll go to the soccer.
We have to do it Tuesday. I definitely want to go to the Bird Bowl. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So I just need to decide if I'm going to head to Harlingen or if I just stay here in Edinburgh. We'll see. But
well, let me know, man, because I'm down to do it. It's just an exciting time. We're going to come up with our schedule of football games and what we're going. We're also going to drop some football previews, and we got to do that this week. I have 2 of them ready, and it's look. I'm not trying to be the same and just break down each player. I want to have a different angle, right? So the one I'm dropping for 32-6A, I'll tell you right now, it's called the Corpus Christi Wall, 32-6A. Just a different take on it. Corpus Christi is in that district.
Yeah.
What do the Valley schools have to do to get past that wall? It's either that or do a regular, district preview, which, RGV Sports does that way better than me. I can't compete. So I'm going to try to do something that only I can try to do to be able to do it. He'll come to McAllen. This guy. I got to go back on a diet tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going back on a diet because this weekend the mod pizza. I think I had tacos on Friday. I got all kinds of stuff going on.
Hey, but this is going to be Thursday. I mean, you could also get like a chicken sandwich from Whataburger. Their chicken sandwiches are good.
Yeah, but that's no fun. I want the triple. Can't wait for the good vibes at the back. Hey, Dumbledore, where are you going to be at, man? I got to meet you, man. I'll be there. I'll be there early. Hey, we got proposed an idea to do something before the first game in a suite, maybe. Ooh.
Oh, you haven't told me yet.
I know. I forgot, man. Where was I at? I was in San Antonio this weekend. A lot going on.
Oh, okay.
You know how it is, man. I'm always talking to somebody.
Well, I mean, that'd be cool because then it'd be an air condition. I
love an air conditioner. So
yeah,
we might do something right before the show. I spoke to our guy Sam at Rio Grande Podcast. Shout out to Sam, real cool cat. We're going to do some collaborating. So I got that on the menu. I got some other stuff I'm working on. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Well, I know we had talked about something with Saddle Up like during halftime, right?
We did for basketball, but I don't know if we're going to do that.
Oh, for basketball. Okay,
yeah,
basketball.
I don't know what their plans are for football. I gotta talk to Matty P and Uncle Gico and see what they're talking about. But we'll do something. I like to be a fan, man. Like game days to me. I mean, we can do content, but to me, I want to be a fan. Like I want to enjoy it. Like to me, that's why I started doing this, was to be a fan. Like it'll be hard for me to feel like I'm working game day. I want to have a good time, have a couple pops, right? A couple soda pops, right? Mingle, talk to people. I'll be tailgating with the parents. That'll be awesome, right? We have a bunch of people we've gotten to know over the last year that we'll hit up. Alex will be there. Just cool cats that we've been able to do. The guy Puro Vaquero Football will be there, right? We got a bunch, dumb. I have to give the guy a different name. I feel bad saying that. Funny, but I got a chain made that has DITV 956. So if you see our logo, that logo, that's me. Well, ain't nobody else gonna be wearing stuff like that. So I have a shirt that I've made already. I got to get an orange shirt. But I'm excited for football season. I can't wait. The wait is over. And I'm just ready. And it's gonna go by quick. It's going to go away real quick. Let's say the ref said we might. Who said that?
The Rev.
He said that today? Oh, he was on a show today. I haven't watched it yet. He was on a show today.
Well, didn't he say that when he was here?
He said scalps. He talked about scalps. D2, D1 scalps. But he was on a show today. I haven't had a chance. I had it playing and I started doing something else when I got home from San Antonio. I'll check that show out and I'll report. But they're a good D2 school. I did a preview on our website, DITV956.com. Can I get some music? Let's see here. DITV956.com. Preview out that I did. It's also on my X handle pin. They're a Division II school, lost their quarterback. He transferred to, I believe, Abilene Christian, if I'm mistaken. Had a huge year last year. Defense lost some players, and they lost their coach. So, yeah, they were good last year. They lost 3 games, ended up number 4 in the country. But they lost a lot coming back. And we should smack them. Shout out to UTPB. They're probably going to hate me now, but hey, I don't know if they have a show like us, so we can say what we want. We can say what we want, do what we want. I mean, who's stopping us?
Yeah, that's true.
Who's stopping us? No.
Let me see. I had something made for us. So,
what do we got?
Well, whenever you head back this way, I'll give it to you.
Don't be giving me a 1X shirt.
Why would I give you a 1X shirt?
I don't know, man. For some reason, people give me shirts and they're like, dude, I am not a 1X. You better add a couple X's on this thing.
Well, I mean,
they're about shirts. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not going to give you a shirt.
Okay, thanks.
No, not a shirt.
Pack the VAC. Shout out to NWD. Pack the VAC. Let's talk about it. I tweeted that on X. All right, let's. Man, we're going over already, but I think the kids.
Okay, last thing.
The kids and wife might be asleep. There's nobody's saying anything. Okay, so there was an interview with the special teams crew. Mm-hmm. It was Connor Cortez, which I'm hoping to do a story on. I talked to his father, Charlie. He's from San Benito. Did not know that. There's a cool background story on Connor Cortez, our long snapper. And I'm all about the story. So if you guys are into stories, I'm your guy. I'm going to get you stories. Carter Hewitt, I interviewed his parents. That was a story. So it was Bryson Gardner, Connor Cortez, and NWD, the punter.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, they said, hey, let's get all these seats filled and let's pack the VAC. And we want to keep doing it. So I'm going to talk about the VAC tomorrow. And, we're going to talk about packing it, right? If you have season tickets, hey, you got to do what you got to do and sell them if you need to. But our goal is to have every seat filled and make it even more of a home field advantage than we already have, right? Forget all this noise about people saying that, it's not really a sellout and all that drama, a bunch of haters out there. They don't even. I tried to give away tickets last year. I couldn't even give them away. I tried. I was like, anybody want free tickets? I got 2. I couldn't do it.
I was able to give tickets away.
I tried, man. I mean, we're gonna have some things to give away this year, but Pack the VAC is a real deal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tweet it, hashtag it. I'll do what I can to hashtag it. Marco will do what he can to hashtag it. Pack the VAC. Let's make this a big deal. And let's make sure we do this because these kids deserve it. We deserve it. We want to have a sold-out stadium with the crowd going nuts. I want to see more tacuaches being thrown around, getting fed beer. I want to see, I want to see everything. I want to see the crowd going nuts. I want to see the wave. I want to hear a lot of Selena. Right, I want more Tejano music. I want Grupo Frontera to be out there. I want everything. Haters can get all their tickets bought. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, what about that? If we get a home playoff game, we got to have Grupo Frontera be the halftime show.
Dude, I asked Omar Ochoa if he can help get Grupo Frontera. I never got a response back, but on the interview, he said he was going to work on it.
Okay.
Eddie Mayor. So
Yeah, we need him. We need it. We need them.
hey, man, I'm not going to. You never know, man. What if the opening day they just come out rocking?
Then I will be happy.
I'll be hey, they're how can I say this? I always get myself in trouble. They're starting to dress a little rock starry. Have you noticed that?
No.
They're getting a lot of leather in their dress attire.
Mm.
They're going Hollywood on us. Grupo Frontera, please don't do it, man. Don't go Hollywood. Don't start wearing sunglasses indoors. No, stay true to the grind. I don't want that. I don't want that. But I do want to see more tacahuaches being thrown around the crowd.
Okay.
Last year, the section over from me, they were feeding the tacahuache beer. It was hilarious, man. And then they would throw it to another city. They'll feed it beer again.
Nice.
I would have chugged the beer if I would have had it. So I think they're.
You got to reach out to them and bring them on the show.
It's actually somebody that follows us because he hit me up after. He's like, "Oh, yeah, I got the tacuache." I got to see who it is. I forgot. I haven't hit him up in a while. Maybe it's somebody we know, but I don't know. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
See then. All right. So Wednesday we've got Samuel Akam.
Wednesday we got Samuel Akam. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. He is probably, not probably, I think he's one of the more entertaining media personalities out there. Former receiver from Montana, knows his stuff. I heard that. So he said, I heard that. Okay. He knows his stuff. He's going to give us an FCS perspective. We're just blessed, man. These guys are all super cool. They all say yes when I ask them to come on. I think I've only been told no twice in the last year.
Okay.
Not bad.
I mean, I wasn't told no. I was just left on red.
That's all right.
But I wasn't told no.
Mark says, I hate that guy. Now, are you talking about the Rev? He said we're going to lose, man? What? I'm going to text that guy, man. I'm going to text him for sure because he can't be saying we're going to lose. I hate that guy now. No. What's Biggie talking about? Oh, we got Ruben. Remind to wear the shirt. Oh, yes. I wear my sunglasses at night. True. Maybe that's a new thing. I can't do it. But yes, each section has a green or a white. So make sure you look at what section you are. I got to find a green shirt. I'll be honest. I got to trick up my sleeve for that.
Orange or white.
Sorry. It's late in the day, man. I'm getting tired. Where's this fool, man? Right here he's gonna look at this guy. Wear slacks.
Wear your golf pants.
They're still in the box in my office, man. I don't have to wear pants. I work from home. I have a polo in my office that I put on for meetings, but I have, business on top and swim trunks on bottom. So I don't want to wear pants. That's the whole thing. So make sure you wear orange if your section's orange and white if your section's white. My section's orange. You know what yours is, Marco?
I don't even know what my section number is.
You're not a real fan.
No. I mean, I know my baseball section number. I don't know my football one.
Well, check your section and wear the color so we don't look like knuckleheads.
I'll just take both shirts and I'll wear one of them when I get to my seat.
Just do no shirt, dog. Just throw it around. Ooh, Marco. No shirt Marco would be hilarious. Make sure you're doing that. Tell your Theos not so. Hey, man. Hey, I got to admit something. I sold my tickets to one game. Actually, that's not true. It was two. The Canelo fight, I sold them. I'm not going to lie. The Canelo fought one game, and I sold them. But I didn't go crazy and charge $400 a ticket. I got $100 each, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, see, this is the thing. I'm not mad if somebody sells one game. I'm mad if you sell all your games.
But why?
Why am I mad?
I mean, people are still going to be there.
It's a tough conversation because yes, you sell them, there still will be there. But if people are buying 10, 15 tickets just to sell, it can become a problem.
Well, if you're buying that many, yes, I agree with that. But I mean, if you only have like 2 or 4, then I mean, I don't see a problem with that. But yeah, like you said, if you have like 10 or 15 for that purpose, then yeah.
Mark, hit me up. We'll figure it out. There's always tickets. I mean, I got offered tickets too last year. There's always ways. I never had an issue getting tickets.
I'm gonna have tickets to either sell or whatever for SFA. So, well, we both are.
Oh, because we're going to be the suite.
Because we have the suite for that game.
Yeah, but I think we have to get in with our own tickets. We got to ask.
No, not for SFA.
Oh, he's giving us those ones. Okay.
Yeah, for the other ones, yes.
You're right.
We can just go to the suite.
If you're buying just to sell them, you're more inclined not to go when you don't sell them. It's true. It's true. I don't do that. Like I go, but there was 2 games I couldn't go. And it was like, I think it was Texas Westland. It wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
But I go. So I think it's a problem. That's a blessing. We complain about it, right? I mean, look, guys and girls, Southland Conference schools, some of them only draw 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Some of them barely draw 4,000. SFA won the conference freaking championship, and I think their max was less than 6,000. Like, don't quote me on that number, but it's something outrageous like that, right?
Yeah.
You got schools here that their suites are easy up tents. Hey, I'm not putting them down, but a fact is a fact. We got raised suites, a bunch of them, right? And some of these guys have to work with tents, right? We are blessed to have this problem. We are blessed to be able to have a waiting list the way we are. I would rather have this problem than not be able to get people to go show up and watch the game.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So, anything else you got, man? We went over, but I had a good time. Ivan, shout out to him. Man, I love talking ball with that guy, man. And I'm glad KJ Doyle represent. Awesome guy. And ask some questions, right? Shout out to everybody. Mark. I'm going to call him DB. I can't say that. Shout out to DB. Shout out to Alex Rios, right? Shout out to Mr. Ousley from McAllen. Shout out to Ray. Who else am I missing? Ousley, talked about him. Shout out to Biggie. And shout out to Mr. Mark.
Yep.
Had a great time. Please keep sharing this. Let's make this a thing. You know, it doesn't matter if we go up or down, but I would like to see more people get involved. And we'll keep good guests, and we'll keep getting interesting people. And now it's football season, so we're going to start previewing games. We're going to start talking about what we do well, what they do well. We'll do some breakdowns. I got Adonis from Act Athletics, the trainer. He's willing to come up. You know, I can hit up, I'll see if I can get up Mata, see if maybe Gomez, see if, I'm not saying they will, but I'm going to hit them up and see if they can come on. Mishak, he said he'll come back on. KJ Doyle, shoot, I would love to have KJ back on, right? So anybody that you guys want us to see get on, tell them to hit us up. We're here to bring good content to the Valley, so we're going to try to get good people on. So before we get into another subject, man, let's cut it off because I'm ready.
Yeah. All right.
All right, brother. Take it easy. We'll talk.
All right. Have a good night.
Late.